thought we did a good job of weathering that sort of storm there. Thought Ticker made some big saves. Obviously, we had to get some pretty big penalty kills, which we were able to do, and then we take it to overtime, and it could go either way from there.
Jeff, certainly it doesn't end the way you guys want, but how good does it feel to squeeze that tie and go out and get Tokarski a point in that game the way he played?
Yeah, he was great. I think he's been great for a while for us. So, but yeah, obviously it's nice to get that point, especially as it's been mentioned, 5 and 7. You want to try and find ways to get wins, try and find ways to get points, and yeah, hopefully it's something to build on.
Jeff, on your goal, if you could just describe it a little bit, it looked like you kind of read that play very well, knowing that, you know, where the shot was going to be and where you needed to be for that. How did you see it?
Yeah, I thought we had some good motion. There's a couple bouncing pucks, and guys did a great job of sort of battling to kind of get control. And then once they did, I think after maybe Tomer had a pretty good chance there in the slot, Eakes kind of got on the puck. He made a good play there with I think it might have been Miller up top. And when you're in front there, 6-on-5, you just try and stay loose, really, just in case there's a rebound, deflection, and fortunately I was able to get my stick on it and went in.
Anyone else for Jeff? All right, you're good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Dustin, obviously it didn't bother you at all to play 2 games in a row like that, but are your preparations any different when you do get an assignment to get the 2 games in a row, back to back?
Not really, honestly. Just kind of do the same thing I do at any game day. I didn't have a pregame skate, so just kind of rested up, got a good meal in the morning, had a stretch, and got ready to go.
Dustin, you've been very locked in the last, whatever, 7, 8 periods. Just what after having an off game or whatever, just what's helped you find that groove again, in your opinion?
Honestly, I mean, I don't think anything. I think just, maybe just a couple, mental errors on approaches to shots in a game and a half there. And, you just got to remember what your strengths are and, work in the practice and then have a short memory. There's ups and downs. And, if you have a good game, you got to put it behind you and focus on the next one. If you have a bad one, you got to do the same thing. Our guys are playing a ton of games in a short amount of time. And I thought they battled all night and got a huge point there.
Yeah, Dustin, along those lines, a game you make 38 saves. How stoked were you to see Skinner's goal go in and get that thing even?
Oh, I was jacked up on the bench there for sure. Show some character. Skinner's been playing some great hockey for us, so it's fun to see. And we're a team that I don't think is ever out of a fight, no matter the score. And it's good to see and get to overtime there for a big point in a lot of games in a short amount of time. And unfortunately, they got that one on the overtime I should have had, but and I think the guys will be happy with getting a point and working hard at competing for a full 60.
Dustin, on the second goal, you had a guy right on you. I mean, there was some contact on that play. How did you feel about that? Do you think that should have been interference or how did you feel about that?
Obviously being the goaltender asking me, I'll say I thought there was some interference, but I trust our staff completely. And, they had the looks on it, obviously from, camera angles, this and that, and they chose not to. And, I trust them and we decided not to because, if it wouldn't have been, they would have got a power play. And, maybe it could have been the right call because maybe they get a power play, get another one. Maybe we don't get that point. So I trust our staff to make those calls. And as a goaltender, I thought there was a little bit, but, according to the rule, I really don't know if it would have been or not.
Dustin, what did you see on the overtime goal? Did it get screened by Rasmus or you just didn't get it?
Honestly, he was coming down. I saw it the whole way. I think it's just one of those ones, I should have saved it. I know probably for a fact that's not where he was shooting. So there's a little bit of just took something off it, handcuffed me, and it slid through. It should have been a save. And who knows if we get that extra point later.
That's it.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, hang on. Sorry, Paul's got one more.
Okay.
Dustin, in the end, you guys just played 5 and 7 back to back at the end of it, and you get 3 out of 4 points. I know you always want to win every game, but can you look at it and say, considering the schedule, to take 3 out of 4 on this weekend is good?
I think so. As you said, you don't want to be satisfied with the loss, but it's a long season, a ton of games lately, especially on the road on a back-to-back and in a building that was rocking. And they played a good game too. So the guys just keep it a close game, play good. We had a lead there. Lots of good pushes in the game. I thought it was huge for a group and just showed some resiliency for sure.
All right, we're good now. Thanks, Dustin.
Coach, with this amount of hockey you guys played, it just seemed like at times you guys just couldn't keep the legs moving or anything. But on the other side, do you just look at it? They found a way. They just found a way to get a point out of that game.
We had a real good push in the third, Paul, and that's important. It's almost a game where you're fighting energy a little bit. You play a team that's fresh; they know it. It's like they smell blood and water, and you've got to manage it a little bit, and then find a time to push. And Ticker did his job to keep it tight, and we had a good push at the end. So I was happy with that. Obviously, to get a point was important. It's certainly better than not getting a point. So I give our guys credit for that.
As far as Dustin's performance goes, to get that kind of performance after playing the night before, how happy are you that you guys could get it to overtime for him with that late goal?
Yeah, he was sharp and confident. The saves, I think that the 2 goals against were the only times he didn't look very comfortable. I don't think his confidence, I don't question that at all at any point. But every time he was, comfortable in a posture, he was in front of the puck and it stood tall. And it was great to see. So he did not show any signs of fatigue, and that is obviously a concern. And when you play him back to back, and he passed that test perfectly.
On the potential choice of the challenge on the second goal, was it just too close a call away with the potential of having the power play against you if it doesn't go your way?
Yeah, you weigh that, Mike, but I have to say I will take that. I told the team I apologize. That's a mistake. I should have made that call. I felt after I didn't have a good enough video on the bench. We had some trouble with video. You guys had much better video than we had. I will say that. I'm sure of that because I saw something different later. But you would have run the risk of having to kill a penalty. If you give up a goal, it's 3-1. It's a different game. But I think, after the fact, it should have been called. So I said, I don't have anybody to blame but myself on that one. But felt for Ticker too. But again, the video that I had at that moment wasn't good enough for me, and that's the way it was. So
I know you want 4 points out of the last 2 games, but considering it's 5 out of 7, the second game's on the road, it's back to back. You get 3 out of 4 points. Can you be happy with that?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, points are nice, Paul. There's no question. And it's much better than not getting some points. So that's an easy one. But for us, and I say that and put that aside, for us, it's about competing, working. And we know if we compete, that's why I liked our third period. We elevated, we took more time and space away from them. We played more aggressive. Now, I don't know that we could have done that for 60 minutes, but we knew we could finish the game, and we had a lot, empty the tank at that point. And I'm happy for that because that's what we have to do. We have to push and grind and completely drain ourselves by the end with work ethic. And I'm happy for that because I do believe that's what's going to make us better each day, and we know we have to become better each day. Mike, I can't hear you.
There we go.
Okay.
Not to belabor the point, Don, but just so I'm clear, was there a technical issue with the video in the back that they were watching, or with yours?
There was. I couldn't see it, and then our guys didn't have full view of overhead. So the screen behind me was flickering, which shouldn't, but it was tough. And then, like I said, I saw a clear picture after the fact, and regardless, no excuse. I should have, if I had it to do again, I would have done it just to defend Ticker and put confidence in our penalty kill at that point. So, unfortunately, you move on, but it should. I just wish I was a little more aggressive on it, I guess, Mike, if that helps.
That's it, Donnie. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.